All right, good morning. This is the video for the warm-up on December the 13th, the Thursday. So I'm just starting with what you had as a student. I think we needed a couple rows at the top. So this will probably be the last time that I ask you to do this formatting stuff, because we talked yesterday and I think most of you are good with it. But I thought maybe one last time wasn't that big of a problem. Not a bad idea. So, just going to add this stuff in here. So this is Bob and this is Billy. Okay. Basic stuff, I think. The kind of stuff we've been doing. Black, white, centered, I think. Oh, I think centered. Okay. These were right aligned. And I think at this point, we're probably pretty good. I didn't give any references as to where on purpose. It doesn't really matter where these go, I guess technically. But I did put them in here because I thought it would be good for you just to remember that you should be able to just do a lot of copying and pasting, if I remember the reason why I put it in there. So once you get that, you should be able to just, I guess we got to put a border around here. And then you should be able to just take that and you should be able to slide that down. And if I hold the control key, you get another copy of it. And hold that control key down when you slide it down. And then this should just be literally, you should just be able to change this. Right? So it just saves you a little bit of time. I don't know how many of you did that, but I don't know how many of you made each of them like on its own, which kind of is a lot of work, in my opinion. But I messed up here, of course. So I'd have to go fix that up. So we've got something underneath here that's called overall average. I can type, we'd be in good shape. Right click. Some blue in there or something. I don't know, was that over one? I don't know if that was over. That was spread over like that. Probably. Something like that. Right aligned. And then you got to average here somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to stop for a moment before we continue on. So I guess we'll do the easy parts first, because I think the stuff in the boxes here is where most of the challenge would have been. So equals, we're going to take your marks earned and divide it by what the test was out of. And then if we format that as %, and then I guess right align it. And that's kind of what we want. So now once it's all done, we can just drag that down. And then your overall average would, I guess, it would be the average of all the averages, right? So you probably can do, oh, I thought I could do this. Oh, there we go. So I want the average of all those numbers, which should be 55. And then I think that was right aligned. The other way you could do it is you could add up all these marks and divide it by the sum of all these marks. But they're all equally weighted, so you can just do the averages of all your tests and you get 55%. So I'll pause and just take questions. Okay, so at this point, I guess we're good. There are no questions. I'm going to go do a count, and basically I want to see how many assignments, how many cells here have the word assignment in it. So I'm going to do if I did a regular count, it would add up the number of in there, but I need to do a conditional count. And if I take advantage of this dialog box, I want that, and I want the word assignment. Now, technically, I probably should put double quotes around there. It'll do that for me anyways. This confirms what I expect, which is an answer 5, formula result 5. You should, if you put your $sign in up here, so that the 3 and the 18 are fixed, then you should be able to copy those down and then just go change what you're looking for. So you're looking here for tests, and it is case sensitive, so you make sure that you've got that exactly the way you want. No S, thank you. And then here you would just change this to quiz. Okay, so just something to think about. When you go to do category averages, you don't want to do an average of everything here. You want to do an average of just the ones that correspond to assignments. So that's when you use an average if. And I'm going to use this dialog box again. So the range is where you're setting your criteria. So I'm going to look here. And my criteria is the word assignment. And my average range, well, once I figured out which rows I actually want to average, my average range will be where the actual values are. And I get about 55%, which I think is correct. I just need to make sure I change that. So again, my thinking is if I hard code, or if I fix the 3 and the 18, and I guess I got to fix the 3 and the 18 also here, that when I copy this formula down, I should be able to just change this to the word test, and I should just be able to change that to the word quiz. I think I get what I want. Last one, I want to figure out the total marks that were allocated. So from a teacher point of view, I'd want to see how many marks are, if the categories are kind of balanced, to see if my tests are heavier than my quizzes and all this stuff. So I want to add up my assignment totals. So usually you would just use the sum, but this time you want to do a sum if because it's conditional. So the range is, I guess, the total marks. And this time I'm actually going to hit F4 and put those $signs in there ahead of time. And then my criteria is the word assignments, or assignment, I think. And then my range would be, that's where I want to sum. And I'm going to hit F4 and get what I want. So apparently my result is 0. So what did I do wrong? My range is wrong? Oh, it should be in B, shouldn't it? Sorry. Okay, there we go. That's better. And now when I copy that down, again, I should just change that to the word test. And then I should just change this to the word quiz. And I think we're done. I'll take questions.